at the Tarrant County Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas. The introductory remarks were given by Dewan Jackson, a public school student in Texas.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who haven't heard, my name is Dewan Jackson, and I was invited here today to represent the 3.2 million Texas public school students and to inform you of Ann Richards' commitment to this state's public education system. Well, I've been in Texas my entire life, and I owe all of the knowledge that I have to public education. I've never went to a private school or had a tutor or anything. I've gone to public schools since I've been born. I've learned 12 computer languages, and I've acted, played soccer. I've learned how to give CPR, and there's just a lot of knowledge that the kids of Texas deserve to have. They deserve this knowledge, and we need a governor that will give it to them. Ann Richards is this governor, and she has proven that she is qualified for the job. She spent the last 14 years as county commissioner and state treasurer. She's an equal opportunity employer, and she will serve the people. She's also a mother and a teacher. This proves that she cares about people. She will not be pushed around by special interest groups. And I believe that Ann Richards is the only candidate for governor. Well, please give a warm round of applause for this year's governor of Texas, Ann Richards.
Thank you. Thank you. God love you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, you're great. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to begin this program today with children to say that that's what the future of Texas is all about, and that we Democrats believe in the greatness of this country and of this state, and we are not about to allow Texas to be sold to the highest bidding Republican. I wanted to have the talent of Dwayne Jackson here to do the introduction so that we could say unequivocally that there are things in our lives and in this state that are more important than money, and they are our children. When I hear Bill Clements and his cronies say that we can't win this fight for the future of Texas, I have a message for them, and that is they haven't met the Democratic ticket yet. And when I pick up the paper and I read about how the Republicans think that they can buy this elections with millions of dollars, I've got another message for them. They haven't met you yet. But you know, this is the season when we get to meet a lot of these new Republican politicians as they suddenly discover the state of Texas. They go down to South Texas and they throw a pachanga and they put on a sombrero and they speak some Spanish and they give away a lot of free beer. And after the election is over, all that South Texas gets is a hangover. They visit East Texas, and they put on their overalls, and they eat some ribs, and they get their picture taken next to a tree. And they go to a church or two on Sunday. And after the election is all over, all East Texas gets is an empty collection plate. And they swing out through the Panhandle in West Texas, and they put on their cowboy hat and their color-coordinated boots. And they sit around the campfire with the reporters. And they work the cattle in front of the cameras for a while. And after the election, all that Texas has left from them is the cow chips. Now, is that enough for you in South Texas? No. Is that enough for you in East Texas? Is it enough for anybody? Well, of course it isn't. It never was enough, and it never will be enough for the greatest state in the Union. The posturing and the political game playing won't get it anymore. It is time for us to get serious about Texas. Here we are, mid-year of 1990, 10 years away from the 21st century. When I was a child, the 21st century brought images of Buck Rogers in spacesuits and jetpacks. And now those images are a reality. And we have made incredible quantum leaps of technological change. We take photographs of our solar system and we send rocks back from the moon, and yet they are still arguing that Texans will not vote for a woman for governor, and they are wrong. The Republican candidate for governor is not comfortable, he says, in running against a woman. I said I didn't want to be his mother, I just want to be governor of Texas. He's so uncomfortable with the situation that he's afraid to appear at the same event. And I said, my gosh, what would this man do if he had business with 6 of the major cities in the state of Texas and he had to go see the mayor? Here we are in the space age, and they are hanging on to old notions and old prejudices and old ignorance, and that is wrong for Texas. It is wrong. You look at the social change that's taking place in this world. Communism and apartheid are collapsing. The map of the world is literally changing every 24 hours, and they are still debating whether or not Texans are willing to share their power in government and in the courts with African Americans and Mexican Americans and Asian Americans, and that is wrong. Here we are, and we know that we need nuclear physicists to drive the superconducting super collider, and the Republicans are out there holding a tin cup for our children's education. What a joke! What a joke! But when it comes to something out of our past, something that is truly meaningful, something that is truly worth protecting, that is our privacy and our civil rights and our equal legal rights, they're not going to fight for us. They even want to tell us whether or why women can have children, and they are wrong. It is clear that they are going to have to be dragged, kicking and screaming into this century, much less the next one. Now, meanwhile, our children who embrace the year 2000 are eager and they're ready. Our children understand the importance of education. They understand the dangers of drugs, and we got to help them. Our children are angry that we have fouled the air that they breathe and the water that they drink, and we've got to stop it. Even our children know that we have to have more police on the street to keep some junkie from breaking into our houses and stealing our TV set. Even a child knows that. And our children don't want to leave Texas to go to Boston or the Silicon Valley to find a decent job. Our children in Texas are ahead of the governor of Texas. And it is our children who inspire us to act on this vision of the new Texas. They're not standing in 1990 looking back at 1950. They are not held back by some romanticized notion about the world of what has been. They're ready for the new Texas. They are the new Texas. And we're going to build it for them, you and me, together. We're going to think smarter, and we're going to work harder, and we're going to get results. We're going to be ready for the 21st century with new technology and new spirit and new hope. Barbara Jordan said it best. She said, Texas is more than a place, it is a frame of mind. Barbara said that a Texan believes that the individual is powerful. She said, I get that from the soil and the spirit of Texas, the feeling that I, as an individual, can accomplish whatever I want to, that there are no limits, that you can just keep going, you can keep soaring. And Barbara meant it for men and women and blacks and browns and Asians. She didn't mean anybody was going to be left out. Right now, our teachers are so burdened with bureaucratic rules and paperwork and red tape that they don't even have time to teach. And what do? We appoint another blue ribbon committee so that they can tinker around and make more red tape and more bureaucracy and have less time for the teachers to teach. And you know what a blue ribbon committee is, don't you? That means you and I are not going to be on it. It means that there's not going to be one teacher, one principal, one educator on that committee. It means there's only going to be people on the committee that haven't been in a classroom since they went to school, if they went to public school. And we tried to make our schools a catch-all and a cure-all for all our social ills. And bureaucrats have written the rules, and the system is failing. When it comes to education, we're going to restore the fundamental relationship between the students and the teachers, and until we do that, all of it will have wasted money and time and effort. We need to cut the bureaucracy, we need to cut the red tape, we need to let the teachers teach, and we need to let the students learn. And we'll make school districts accountable for the money they spend, and we're going to put discipline back in the public school system. And we're going to teach our kids the rules that count in life. You have to study to pass your courses. Cheating is wrong, and if you work hard, you're going to get ahead. Please forgive these people. They know not what they do. In a sense, our schools are going to meet high standards if we set high standards, and it's time that the state of Texas and the governor put their muscle behind that goal. We have got to make the commitment. We have got to make the commitment that we're going to cut the dropout rate by half. We're going to cut the adult literacy rate by half. We're going to make sure that every child is ready to go to school and every graduate is ready for a college career. There is no issue in the state of Texas that affects the future of Texas more than education, and it's going to be number one. It's going to stay number one, and God willing, we're going to do something for our kids. I tell you what we're going to do with the education system is what we did in the state treasury. We got rid of the dead wood. We use new technology, and we help people excel at their jobs. And as a result, we earn the taxpayers of Texas $2 billion. $2 billion. 8 years ago, it was quill pens and green ash shades, and now the state treasury is a model for the nation. And we can do the same in education, and we can do the same in criminal justice if they give us the chance. Right now, our penitentiaries are full of high school dropouts, and they are going to the most sophisticated crime school in Texas, and you are paying the tuition at $33,000 per inmate per year. It's a darned expensive school. And when they're released, what have you got back out on the street? You got an older, smarter criminal who still can't read and is still addicted to alcohol and drugs. And we need a governor who will insist that criminals serve out their full sentence. If you do the crime, you're going to serve the time and not just part of it. We're going to keep them in the penitentiary for the period of time they're sentenced to be in that penitentiary, and we're not going to let them out till they've learned to read and they've been treated for their addiction to alcohol and drugs. It is time that we have a governor that goes to work and does something about jobs and the economy in Texas. And the only way we're going to have a strong economy is with a governor that leads us and says we're going to buy Texas products, we are going to build Texas business, and we are going to sell Texas to the rest of the nation and to the world. Yesterday, our business market was the county seat in the city square, and today it's the Pacific Rim and it's the European community. We've got to turn our business leaders into ambassadors who are going to go out to the world selling our products and touting our people and creating our markets. And I am sick of reading newspaper stories of business lost in Texas that's going to foreign countries. We should be exporting Texas products to foreign countries, not Texas jobs. We need a governor who understands that there is a partnership between business and government, who knows that leading Texas is about partnership, not partisanship, about policy, not politics, about being productive, not being pessimistic. We need a governor who understands that business uses ideas from our colleges and our universities that creates new jobs. And Clayton Williams told the independent oil producers he was against university and government research, when everybody knows that Texas A&M, his alma mater, research is vital to our farm and our ranch and our agricultural economy. And everybody knows that the UT medical research is vital to our health. And we all know that the superconductor super collider is important not only to the Texas economy, but to the way people are going to live in the future. A year ago, when my opponent was thinking about running for governor, he called and asked Bill Clements if being governor was a full-time job. He should have asked someone who knows. This is the same Bill Clements who said day before yesterday that it had taken him 7.5 years to figure out that consensus was a part of government. 7.5 years of part-time work and no time leadership, and we can't afford any slow-learning rich people in the governor's office anymore. In mid-1990, 10 years away from the 21st century, they still think that the governor's office is a prize to hang on the wall and cap off a long career in business. For them, governing Texas is a retirement sideline with plenty of time for private wheeling and dealing and making millions, because they refuse to govern unless they are ordered to do so by the federal and state courts in Texas. In the 7.5 years I've spent with the last part-time governor, we have turned our prisons over to the courts. We've turned our mental health and mental retardation services over to the courts. Our school system is dodging the courts. We are on the verge of losing health and human services to the judges and the courts. It is time that we had a governor who's going to do something about problems before they can become crises and turned over to the courts to solve. It is time that we had a governor who makes appointments to these boards and agencies and educates those appointees so that they can run those boards and agencies instead of protecting the status quo that puts us in the courts every single time. It is time that we had a governor that knows what the job's all about. It's pure and simple time that we had a governor that gets up and goes to work, being governor every day. And you know the difference between Clayton Williams and me. He has made millions of dollars for himself and his friends, and I have made billions of dollars for the taxpayers of the state of Texas. That's the difference between the two of us. That's the difference. Absolutely. And I think it's time we had a governor who's going to appoint people to the boards and agencies and commissions of this state that represent the population, all the population, not just part of it. And when we get about those appointments, it is time that we appoint people to the State Board of Insurance who cares as much about the people who buy insurance as the people who sell insurance. It is time we had a governor who knows that the health of our economy depends on the health of our environment, and who is not going to allow Texas to be the nation's dump for toxic waste. I am not going to be a party to poisoning these children that you saw on this stage today. And we're going to clean up the air, and we're going to clean up the water, and we're going to clean up the earth so that they inherit something decent for their children. I think it's time we had a governor who discloses their financial interests. Where have you heard that before? I think it is time that we had a governor that files their income tax, their full income tax, for you to read, just to make sure there's no conflict of interest between serving for governor and what they do for a living. Now, I've given the public all of mine. It's time for Clayton Williams to do the same thing. It is time we had a governor who's a proven record of cutting the fat and getting 5/4 out of every tax dollar instead of just talking about it on TV. It's time we had a governor who's committed to preserving a woman's right to choose and keeping government out of people's private lives. Absolutely. I love you. I love you. I sincerely believe that there is only one party that has presented a ticket for the people of Texas that is capable of governing in this day and time, and that is the Democratic Party, and you're not going to find a better ticket than we presented to the people of Texas.